Alright guys, this is just going to be a quick video on how to do fender trimming the way that I do it. I call it the right way, but you know, depending on your situation it may be different. But basically I've seen a couple of different people do it a couple of different ways. I'm not saying any of them are wrong, but I think some of them do look a little more ragged when they're all done, especially using Sawzall. If you use a Sawzall, it just pulls against the bodywork. A body saw would work fine, but I think a Sawzall is really not the way to go. So the tools you're going to need an angle grinder. 4.5 inch works pretty good. I picked this up at Harbor Freight for $10. It's actually cheaper than buying a pack of blades from my other grinder, which is a 4 inch. So I picked this up. It's really cheap, but you know it works. Also, you're going to want some painter's tape so you can mark your cut. This is less likely to peel the paint off, but you know, if you use spray paint or whatever on your truck, it can still easily come off. So here's the problem I'm running into right there. You can see how close it is. I can't even fit a finger in there, and any kind of suspension articulation in that tire in the fender, which is cutting up my side lugs, which is not good. So I'm going to trim that thing off. And the way that you do that is I'm just gonna start right here. I'll probably just mark from here down with the tape and just trim the corner for now. Maybe later I'll come up a little higher and do a nice slice. You'll find that it's pretty easy to cut through, but when you get into the inner structure in here, it can be a little more difficult. Back here, this was pretty nice, but we picked up a stick on the trail and it kind of smashed the fender in pretty good. But if you offset your in cut with your out cut, then you can put a couple little pie cuts and then fold this back up and recreate the fender lip, if that's what you're going for. I'm not going for that. These are just aftermarket fenders, so I really don't care how they turn out. I want it to look decent. I mean, a lot of guys, what they'll do is they'll come in and cut the whole cup off the bottom here. I could do that, but I don't really like that look. I kind of like the look of it almost having full fenders. So I'm just going to snip the bottom there, and that'll be it. So if you guys have any questions about fender trimming, feel free to ask me. I've only done it a couple times, but so far I've had pretty good results. I'd say definitely the angle grinder is the tool of choice when doing this kind of a job. You can also use the same concept on fender, plastic fender flares, and other kinds of tire clearancing modifications. It became kind of a big thing there for a while. A lot of guys were just cutting the fenders, just whoop, throwing 37s under a stock suspension, but basically the reason that I'm cutting the fenders is because I've lifted this truck. It's got 4 inch springs with one leaf taken out. Then it's got a 0 rate or an easy inch, whatever you want to call it. It's a block that bolts to the spring pack. You can use them to relocate your axle as well as just lift it an inch. So I did that, and then the only other thing I could do would be to do a 1 inch body spacer, like a aluminum puck. I don't really like the lift rubbers, so like an aluminum puck, but which would actually be good because it would give me more clearance between my bumper and my body in the front there. But if I go any higher, I won't be able to fit in the garage doors, so I don't really have a choice. Right now, as it is, I have to disconnect them off the track just to get the truck in, so any more would be kind of ridiculous. So that's it, guys. I'm going to get to trimming on this, and sorry, but I don't have enough battery. I would record it. And then after that, I'm going to clean up the interior, and then truck will be ready to go retrieve that vehicle that I was talking about. So any guesses on that? Feel free to throw them out there. See who gets it right. Alright guys.